Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside King Arena here on the campus of Wheaton College for tonight's presentation of Wheaton Thunder men's basketball on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. My name is Abram Erickson here alongside Don Crowder on the call with you tonight on WTSN. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's CCIW matchup between the Wheaton College Thunder and the Millikin University Big Blue. Thunder coming into tonight's game at 14-9 overall, 8-6 in the CCIW. Of course, coming off of a dramatic 80-79 victory against Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday night. A game-winning three-pointer as time expired by Nyamie Adom, part of a career night for Adom, the leading scorer for the Thunder. A 30-point night for him, but of course the grind does not stop here as we come into the end of this CCIW season. Back in action tonight against the Millikin Big Blue, who come into tonight's game with a record of 4-19 overall. They are 1-13 in the CCIW. Thunder right now sitting at 5th in the CCIW. Millikin down in 9th. We will be sending it down to the floor now to our public address announcer for an introduction of our teams in the national anthem, and then we'll be back for the tip-off in just a minute. Stay with us on WTSN.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to King Arena on the campus of Wheaton College for tonight's CCIW contest between the Big Blue of Millikin University and your Wheaton College Thunder. At this time, we'd ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Big Blue from Millikin University. Number 5, a 5'11 junior from Bolingbrook, Illinois, Troy Burrows. Number 21, a 6'4 senior from Monticello, Illinois, Zach Fisher. A 6 foot even sophomore from O'Fallon, Missouri, number 31, Jake Hampton. A 6'7 senior from Columbia, Illinois, number 42, Corbin Farmer. Number 50, a 6'9 freshman from Farmington, Missouri, Cole Lawrence. Millikin is coached by Mark Scherer. Here are the starters for your Wheaton College Thunder. A 6'6 junior from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, number 2, Cade Alioff. Number 13, a 5'11 sophomore from Highlands, Colorado, Tyson Cruikshank. Number 20, a 6'1 junior from Orlando, Florida, Nyamie Adom. Number 24, a 6'3 junior from Wheaton and Wheaton North High School, Luke Anthony. And number 25, a 6'8 senior from Chicago, Anajuan Spencer. The Thunder is coached by Mike Schauer, assisted by John Panner, Joel Smith, and Zach Quam. The officials for tonight's game, Ron Kruger, Tom Warwick, and John Washoe.
All right, we are just now getting set for tip-off after hearing the introductions of our starting lineups. And as we were talking before the break, the Thunder sitting right now at 5th in the conference, looking, of course, to stay in the running for the conference tournament at the end of the year, which will include the 6 top teams in the CCIW. And Milliken, while they are out of the chase to make the tournament, could, of course, play spoiler in their last couple games here. The Thunder up against Milliken tonight. They'll move to play North Central in the final game of the year coming up on Saturday here at home. The tip will go to Milliken to begin things, and it'll start off in the hands of Jake Hampton. Over now to Fisher. Fisher, the leading scorer for the Big Blue. Over to Burrows. Long two-point try off the pull-up. No good. Rebound comes out to Lawrence. Hampton with the ball fake gets it back out to Fisher. Fisher looking to work against Anthony inside the paint. Over to Hampton with 12 on the clock. Fisher cuts to the elbow and is well short on his jumper attempt. So the ball will go back to the Thunder. They get a stop on the first possession and a chance to score first here in tonight's contest. Over to Anthony, and right away he pulls the three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes out to Fisher. Quick possession for the Thunder, and we're still tied 0-0. Hampton over to Fisher, back up top to Lawrence. Now Burrows goes to Hampton in the corner. Burrows off the screen, jump shot no good, off the back iron, and a loose ball foul called. Ball will stay on this side as foul committed by Cade Alioth.
And we've seen a couple of times this season Cade Alioth getting into foul trouble early. This Wheaton team doesn't have a lot of reserve big men like Alioth. He's been superb in his role, but they can't allow him to get messed up in foul trouble this early on.
And there's Fisher with the first basket of the night. Clean on the jump shot from just behind the free throw line. Here's a Dome trying to get something going for his side. Spencer gets it back to him. He's guarded by Burrows. Anthony, another three-pointer. This one from the wing, no good. Rebound Lawrence. It goes back into the hands of Hampton, the 6-foot sophomore who taking over the point guarding duties so far tonight. Gets a screen and pulls the three-pointer, and he gets that one to go. Using the screen from Farmer to knock down the tray. A Dome, a three-point try. Off the rim, and so the Thunder 0 for 3 in their first 3 shot attempts of the night. Milliken races out to a 5-0 lead.
And I think we're seeing a lot of comfort right now. A little bit too much comfort from Wheaton. They're at home, coming off of a huge win. They think they have momentum, but right now Milliken making good shots and taking good shots. And of course it's early on, but a 5-0 lead can easily build to a double-digit lead this early on in the game.
Hampton pulls another deep one, that time no good, but a rebound underneath by Fisher, and just like that it's up to 7. Alioth on the wing up to Spencer. Cruikshank gets his first touch of the night. Anthony thought about taking the triple, but instead it goes to a Dome inside on the cut, but knocked out of his hands. It'll stay with the Thunder underneath.
And that's brilliant stuff from Cole Lawrence. Being tied up with Cade Alioth, just had the ability to turn around and see Nyamia Dome, who was a very quick player, preventing the easy 2.
A Dome splits 2 defenders, gets to the rim, and finishes over top of Farmer to get the Thunder on the board. That's the stuff from him we saw the other night, and we saw a lot of it. Again, a 30-point effort from a Dome, leading his team to victory over the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. At the end of the game, we saw the ball in his hands and making plays like that down the stretch. Lawrence gets the ball, pulls up from the free throw line, right side, gets his own rebound, puts it up, tipped in the air once more, all the way out to Fisher. Hampton rotates it to Burrows. Wide open three, air ball. Alioth the rebound, gets it to Cruikshank, who wants to kick it out to Adome. Slicing to the hoop, blocked by Lawrence into the stands.
That's twice we've seen Big Cole Lawrence, 6'9", 250 pounds, keeping up with the Dome here, coming in with the help defense as you see Jake Hampton just get beat. And once again, it's Lawrence coming out on top.
Cruikshank in the corner. Up top to Spencer, and now Alioth. 15 on the shot clock. Adome guarded by Burrows, tries to get it into Cruikshank on the cut. Hampton gets a hand in the passing lane. Farmer up ahead, blocked and fouled by Anajo and Spencer.
And Spencer's always going for the highlight reel block. Sometimes it works, but right here, tries to go up with it. It's nice he's got contact with the ball, but showing a little bit too much body. And that's a good take and some well-earned free throws at the line.
Farmer knocks down the first, and Don, we're seeing a little bit of what we saw in the Illinois Wesleyan game, and that's the Thunder big men getting into foul trouble early. Now, of course, one foul can't be classified as foul trouble, but it was Spencer, Hawkins, and Alioth. Really, as you said, the only three big men that get consistent playing time for this Thunder team that had foul issues the other night. Alioth goes up underneath. Farmer falls over him, and Milliken gets a block to get the ball back.
And you mentioned the foul trouble. Looks pretty now with one foul, but that second foul is so different. You can see Gavin Hawkins lined up at the scorer's table. Perhaps Coach Schauer just recognizing that two of his starting big men are already picking up that first foul.
Hampton's got a wide open three, almost got the shooter's roll off the front of the rim there, but it's a foul on Farmer as he tried to edge out Spencer for that rebound. 9-2, the Thunder have still found a lot of trouble getting to the basket. Haven't been able to get off easy shots. Adome, the only one to score. U Vegas is in the game now. Outside, driving inside with his left. Stripped away by Lawrence, and a foul as Lawrence tried to rip it away from the hands of U Vegas.
Yeah, I tell you what, the help defense from Lawrence there, it's been very consistent all game. And very admirable, a guy that big being able to get over, maintain the pace of Colin U Vegas, able to strip the ball. Thunder, I think, a little bit fortunate to pick up the foul there as Milliken were really on top of that defensively.
And U Vegas doing his best to stay strong with the ball there, but Lawrence just so much of a size advantage, 6'9", 250. And now U Vegas has no one to get it out to. It's tipped away. Cruikshank racing towards half court to try to pick this one up. Adome finally able to secure it out of the hands of Akinwumi. U Vegas over to Hawkins. Into the corner to Spencer. Adome up top. Cruikshank gets it off of a screen. Works inside and gets the easy layup to go. And those are the shots the Thunder need right now. The easy layups at the rim. Side now to Stitchnote, who has just checked in. Farmer. Shot off the side of the rim for Fisher. Farmer's there for the rebound. Big skip pass across the court to Burrows. Burrows gets past Cruikshank, gets him up in the air, blocked by Cruikshank. Two in a row. Akinwumi comes down with it, blocked by Spencer. Hawkins finally gets his hands on it after three blocked shots. Hands off to Cruikshank. And there's a foul on Hawkins as he hits Burrows with the screen.
Now see that again, Hawkins definitely colliding with the wrong part of the Milliken player right there. Just a little bit silly there, honestly, from Hawkins, and now himself with one foul as well. It doesn't look like much now, but just one foul could change the course of this game.
Stitchnote gets it to Fisher up top, an errant pass, almost sailing out of bounds. Fisher saves it. Over now to Burrows. Stitchnote travels as he catches that ball. Turnover gives the ball back to the Thunder, who now with 6 minutes gone already in this first half. Still only 4 points. Neither team able to break that double-digit barrier yet. Starting out much slower than we've seen in recent games. Alioth Outside, up to top to Hawkins. Hawkins three-pointer off the side of the rim. Burrows knocks it out, and Fisher trying to save it. Will throw it out himself, so the Thunder fortunate to keep possession. And Don, we've talked so often about how the Thunder can really roll with the way they're shooting. Right now they're not shooting well and not creating opportunities to score other than the three-pointer.
And 0 for 4 in that regard as well. Excuse me, 1 for 5 as Cruikshank puts that one up, but this Millikin team offers up opposing teams 40% from beyond the arc. Wheaton's got to get that shot going. We've seen them thrive from it all season. If they can't get it going tonight, they might be in trouble.
Stitchnote works to the elbow against Anthony. Fisher comes off a couple screens to get the ball at the top of the key. New Vegas playing him there. Fadeaway jumper off the front of the rim. Akinwumi brings it down too hard off the glass. Cruikshank the rebound. Pushing it ahead over to Alioth. He's hit and one!
And just look at Alioth. He's going to get this ball and go up and just not move while he's in the air. That's the strength of Alioth. Look at that. Acrobatic finish. Akinwumi coming in trying to swat that ball, but Alioth too quick.
Alioth at the line for one. It's twice off the rim, not able to get it to go. And a timeout will be taken by head coach Mark Scherer as things are tied up now. 13 minutes to go, 7 minutes gone, results in only 18 points between the two teams. And I don't think this is the start the Thunder wanted after, as you said, Don, coming off a great win. You'd certainly hope to come out better in this one. Of course, atmosphere is a little different. Had a great crowd on Saturday night during the Illinois Wesleyan game. Things a little more empty in King Arena tonight, but still, the Thunder getting a little more than they bargained for from the Big Blue in the early minutes of this one.
And I agree with that, but it seems like Millikin may be slowing down, maybe losing a little bit of confidence. They've only made one of their last 11 shots in this game, and they're resorting to, in my opinion, some poor shot selection, just some pull-up long twos. But they've done really well on the offensive glass. If they can keep that momentum coming, they can get some trouble down low.
Skip pass into the corner to Hampton. Hampton rattles the three home, and there's Hampton's second three-pointer of the day. That'll put him in front of all scorers with 6. Andrew Williams, the freshman, in for the Thunder. Alioth has got it down low, faces up against Lawrence. Dribbling in with the right hand. Drop step gets him down low. Lawrence blocks. And Hampton comes down with it. Lawrence, that's his third block already tonight. Stitchnote over to Farmer. Burrows outside. They run Hampton off of a screen and get it to him up top. Lawrence looking to enter it into Farmer. Stitchnote drives past Williams, tries to dish it off, and Alioth will tip it out of bounds. Millikin bailed out there and will keep possession. Stitchnote will throw it in. Burrows goes down in the lane. Looked like he was one of the options, so they get it into Hampton in the corner. 2 on the shot clock. Fadeaway 3 with a hand in the face by Hampton is no good. But the Thunder can't secure the rebound. And a foul called against Andrew Williams.
Yeah, we typically see him coming up with the rebound against much taller opponents, but right there, really not able to judge the trajectory of that long three-pointer. Unfortunate for him to pick up the foul.
Fisher up top to Hampton. Swing it around to Stitchnote. And now Fisher back up top. Screen by Farmer. Good hedge by Spencer. Outside Hampton again. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Farmer gets a difficult floater to go on the left side using the right hand. And extends this Millikin lead back up to 5. A dome swarmed up top by the double team. Alioth over a much shorter Hampton that can't get the baby hook to go. And now Hampton will slow it down, walking up the court with 11 minutes to go in the half. Hampton gets it over to Fisher. Lawrence now to Stichnote. Fisher gets Anthony up in the air. One more dribble and drains the jumper. Timeout called by Mike Schauer with 10:58. And just like that, Milliken on a 7-0 run following that last timeout in the last 2 minutes.
Some pretty big shots being made there. Zach Fisher, very beautiful pump fake, getting Luke Anthony up in the air. But I think if you're Wheaton right now, you can't panic too much. You know that you have the depth to deal with a lot of threats that this Big Blue team has. And even though they're making shots right now, there has been a stretch earlier where they went 1 for 11. They don't have the consistency, or at least haven't shown the consistency tonight. So Wheaton, I think, just needs to play it calm. We saw Najwan Spencer trying to calm down the floor, trying to make sure that they're getting good shots up. And coming out of this timeout, I expect to see a lot of leadership and a good presence out on the court as Wheaton returning with their starting lineup for the last 11 minutes here in this first half.
Yeah, and this is a team that survived their toughest challenge all year just 4 days ago. They can score, of course. They've shown the ability. They just need to get a rhythm going tonight. Cruikshank in the lane, out to Spencer. Three-pointer off the back of the rim and then up off the support of the basket. So it'll be back to Milliken. An empty-handed trip once again for the Thunder. They're just 1 for 6 on the night from behind the three-point line. Cruikshank the only one who's gotten one to go so far. Hampton now tied with Fisher, leading this game with 6 points apiece. Stichnote over to Fisher up top. Fisher's guarded by Anthony. Farmer pass inside the lane to Lawrence. Lawrence over one shoulder, up and under move. Off the board, can't get it to go. Good one-handed rebound by Spencer. Cruikshank will push it up, gets it to Alioth early. Lawrence meets him on the block. Reverse layup is good by Cade Alioth. And we've seen now a couple times in transition when the Thunder have been able to get up and run out. Cruikshank's been able to get the ball to Alioth and have him score. Travel there by Farmer when he tried to get the pass inside, but it's opportunities like that where the Thunder can get on the run, use their athleticism, use some of the height and strength they've got down low in Alioth, and they just haven't had many of those opportunities in this game.
Yeah, and when that starts, it's almost always Cruikshank. He's just so fast with the ball. And he's unselfish as well. He sees Alioth with the run. He's dishing it out to him. And Alioth, 2 more points there. This Wheaton team picking up some speed here, getting a little bit more confident.
And you saw it was the health defense there of Hampton that got over to Alioth but couldn't stop him from going up. Hampton has it now up top against Cruikshank. Goes to his right, crossover dribble, kicks out to Stichnote. At the free throw line, has to spin back out and give it to Fisher with 7 on the shot clock. Fisher goes to his right, gathers, fadeaway off the board. A high degree of difficulty on that shot for Zach Fisher. A dome over to Alioth, hands off to Cruikshank. Cruikshank thought about the three-pointer, picks up his dribble, and now he's got to find somebody to go to. A dome grabs it after a bobble at the top of the key. Good cut by Spencer, gets him inside the lane, finishes with the left hand. Najwan Spencer gets his first points of the night's game. Hampton over to Stichnote again. They get it into the hands of Fisher on the wing. Stichnote picked by a dome. Racing ahead in front of Farmar, too strong off the glass. Stichnote comes down with it. A little contact there, but good defense by Farmer. Doesn't foul, but disrupts the shot enough to force a miss by a dome. So heading into another timeout, this one taken again by Milliken. Gives us an 18-15 score here with 8 minutes and 16 seconds left.
Thunder doing a little bit better coming out of that timeout. I think they're recognizing where Milliken has a couple weaknesses. That is down low. When Cade Alioth can get Cole Lawrence, the big 6'9" center here for the Big Blue, out of the paint, Thunder are finding it very easy to score down low. They've got 12 of their 15 points in the paint, and the only other 3 points coming from that pull-up three from Tyson Cruikshank. So right now it's a one-speed game for Wheaton, but I would look to see if they can kind of expand that. 1 for 6, as you mentioned, from behind the arc. That's not a number that we accustomed with this Wheaton team. I believe they will improve on that naturally. But right now, very positive that they can get this paint presence going.
And that's something we've seen grow throughout the season for the Thunder. Cade Alioth's been a big part of that. Coming off another great game from him, Illinois Wesleyan, a double-double. We talked about his ability to rack up the double-doubles throughout the season. There's just one in a long list of them on Saturday night when he went for 14 and 11. 5 fouls along with that, as he was one of the players to foul out in those waning minutes of that game. He got one early on, picked it up in the first 30 seconds tonight, but has stayed clean since then, as have Spencer and Hawkins. But back in play, Hampton goes to Fisher on the wing. Fisher's got 8. He leads all scorers and a bucket away from being the first into double digits. Akinwumi over to Burrows. They throw the lob, and it's just a little too high for Akinwumi to bring it down. The 6'7" sophomore well over the rim there. And there was really no Thunder player to defend. Pass just a little too high from Burrows. Vegas over to Hawkins at the top of the key. Back out to Cruikshank. Spencer cuts across the lane, but he's not open. Over to a Dome on the wing. Now Spencer catches it at the top. Some good ball movement from the Thunder. Pull up 3 by Cruikshank. This one's short, grazes the front of the net, but that's about it. Milliken will take possession back with 7.5.
And Milliken looking for their first points in almost 2 minutes.
We'll see if they go to the hands of Fisher. He's 4 for 7 from the field. Very efficient night so far. Gets a screen from Lawrence there and has to pass it off to Akinwumi as he was in the shooting motion. Great defense by Vegas. Now Vegas gets a tip. There's 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Hampton behind the screen, deep 3, no good, and that'll bounce into the Thunder bench. Great defensive possession for the Thunder. Hawkins will step out. Leaves us with Spencer, Cruikshank, Adome, Alioth, and Vegas on the floor for the Thunder. It's Hampton, Lawrence, Fisher, Burrows, and Akinwumi for Milliken. Handoff to Adome. Great pass inside, and Alioth packs it in.
Oh, it was coming. Cade Alioth had the upper hand on that possession. Beautiful screen, pick and roll. Deserves that flush.
The Thunder within 1 now. Burrows dribbles to the free throw line. Pass to Akinwumi on the block. And there's a travel. Looks like he picked up his pivot foot there as he tried to drop step down on the block. Ball will be in the Thunder's hands with a chance to take the lead. Their first of the game, it would be. Down by 1 with 6.5. Cruikshank off of a screen from Alioth. He'll set another one. Adome from the free throw line. Falls off the rim. Cruikshank soaring in. Can't quite save it. Steps out of bounds. And Adome, that's a shot we've just become so accustomed to him making almost every time, it seems like, is right around the free throw line, elbow area. Seems to be his spot. He can't get that one to go. He's 1 for 5 from the field. Outside to Fisher. Screen from Lawrence. Vegas gets back to him. Hand right up on the shooting arm of Fisher. Forces the air ball. Burrows in the corner, three-pointer, no good. Spencer with the rebound. Adome wants to run. Hands off to Alioth. Good job by Milliken to stop the fast break. Adome outside. He's switched. He's got Farmer on him. Tries to go behind the back. Now it swings all the way back up to the top of the key. Foul as New Vegas lost control of the ball. We'll see who they get on this one. I think it'll just be Farmer there. And it is. So Zach Fisher picks up his first foul of the night. That leaves 4 of the starting 5 for Milliken with a foul. Hampton, the one to yet commit a personal. Anthony at the top of the key, had Alioth opened underneath. Now it's a mismatch with Fisher on him. He's doubled, sends it out. Good pass up top from Spencer over to Adome for the triple.
And that's just unbelievable from Cade Alioth. If you looked at his eyes while he was doing that, he knew the double team was coming. He had the great size advantage. He was waiting for it. As soon as it came, he dished it out. One more pass. Adome's got the wide open 3.
Fisher stumbles, gets it over to Lawrence. Thunder have taken their first lead of the game. They're on an 11-2 run in the last 6 minutes. Good hedge on the screen there from Spencer. Anthony gets back to cover Burrows. Good defense and rebound by Alioth. Adome into the lane. Floater, no good. Comes down with his own rebound. Able to throw it off of Hampton in a smart play and keep the ball in the Thunder's hands. With 4.5 minutes to go in this half, the Thunder on top for the first time tonight, 20-18. Anthony over to Spencer. Spencer well off on that short jump shot. Milliken again looking for their first basket in 5 minutes now. Outside to Farmer. Gets it to Fisher on the wing. Down low to Lawrence, guarded by Williams. Lawrence blocked from behind by Spencer. Spencer helping out as Williams had a mismatch here, trying to guard the much larger Lawrence. But Spencer just reaching over top. All ball for the big man. Hampton up top, 7 on the shot clock. Gets into the lane, fires off a fadeaway jumper from behind a screen. Rebound, Alioth, off the miss. Cruikshank up top, and a foul called on the side in front of the Milliken bench. Comes on Zach Fisher, his second foul. Anthony will inbound. Cruikshank calling something out for his team. It's like a screen from Alioth. Burrows gets his hand in there and stripped away from Adome as he falls to the ground. No foul called as Lawrence gets the clean strip. Fisher, one dribble, pull up, no good. Spencer races into the corner to get the rebound. Cruikshank wants to push ahead with 3.5. Outside, Spencer to Anthony. Anthony gets into the lane, bumped by Lawrence, and they'll say it's on the floor, although the bucket did drop. Anthony fouled here as he crosses the free throw line.
And you got to give it to Cole Lawrence. In addition to whoever he's actually guarding, he's pretty much had to step up on every single help defensive play, and he's done an exceptional job. He's stopped Niamey Adome a couple of times down the lane, which is something we don't usually see. And in his freshman campaign here for Milliken, very impressive.
And now we see a whistle during the inbound play. Officials conferring with each other here. We haven't yet seen what the call is. It's like a possible flagrant foul. And that it is. So Burrows called for the flagrant foul during the inbound play. Cruikshank will be at the line to shoot. It's the 7th team foul for Milliken. It looks like he possibly got Spencer as Spencer seemed to be wincing in pain there. He will walk up to the free throw line and take his shots. He is long on the first. Spencer a 73% free throw shooter on the year. Second one rims out as well. The Thunder will keep possession, but can't get a basket to go. We'll see if we get a look here. Yeah, and look at that on the replay. Burrows really just coming into Spencer for no apparent reason. A dome over to Cruikshank. 3:15 now to go. A dome in the corner. Gets it back up top to Anthony. Spencer's wide open on the wing for the three. And Spencer gets the three to go.
Well, how about that? You missed 2 free throws. You respond by hitting a great three-pointer.
And he extends this Thunder lead to 5 points. Almost gets a steal there on Hampton. Anthony tips this one up in the air off the hands of Stitchnote. And now Burrows pulls the three-pointer. Wow. Good shot over the outstretched arm of Cruikshank. Burrows pulls that one up from a couple feet behind the line. Thunder lead cut to 2. Alioth hands off to Cruikshank. There's a switch. Alioth's open underneath for the easy layup. Good find by Cruikshank.
We have our first player in double digits, Cade Alioth. And once again, shooting a great percentage, 5 for 8 tonight. He's definitely been the best player on the floor of either of these teams.
Burrows up top to Stitchnote. Tries to drive to the left. Spins back. Has to pick up his dribble. Good defense by Anthony. Lawrence faces up. Dribbles to the elbow. Gets it out to Hampton. Up to Burrows for another three-point try. This one off the side of the rim. A dome tracks it down in the corner. And will move things forward for the Thunder. A dome gets it to Spencer. Picks up his dribble. Farmer swarms him. Gets a tip away, but Spencer comes back up with it. One-handed pass out to Cruikshank. Good rebound by Adome. Adome kicks it out. Anthony, a three-point try off the rim. Alioth comes down with it. And a jump ball called underneath. Possession will stay with the Thunder. Alioth wanted the foul. Lawrence just gets his hands right on top of the shot.
And look at him coming in. 4 Milliken players, but it's Alioth who comes down with the rebound. Good job by him to keep possession for Wheaton.
Adome wanted to enter it into Spencer. Farmer was right there. Here's Spencer outside, rotates it once more. Anthony gets his first three-pointer of the night to go. Luke Anthony, after starting out 0 for 3, gets the three-pointer to drop, extends the Thunder lead to 7. It's their largest of the night heading into the last minute of this half. Outside, Stitchnote, three-pointer, and he's able to drill it wide open. The late arriving defender did nothing to deter him there. Cuts the lead back to 4. Adome, guarded by Burrows with 35 seconds. Alioth goes baseline. Good job underneath. Acted as if he was going to go all the way through for the reverse. Pivots back and finishes on the right side of the rim. Shot clock is turned off here. 6-point lead for the Thunder. 15 seconds left in the half. Hampton holds onto it. Looks like he'll get a screen from Lawrence. Outside to Stitchnote with 7. Drives to his right. Kicks it back out. Hampton, contested 3. And that'll head out of bounds as time expires. And so the Thunder head into halftime with a 6-point lead. It's 30-24. They lead the Big Blue here at half. Don, really an interesting first half. Milliken coming out strong to begin with, and even more so the Thunder just not knowing how to respond, especially in those first couple minutes. Milliken up as big as 7-0 to start this out. Although they hit a rough shooting patch, the Thunder able to bring it back and eventually take the lead here.
And Wheaton really starting off slow, but because of the heroics of Cade Alioth in this game, they have pulled 6 ahead. Alioth 12 points, 6 of 9 shooting with 3 rebounds. He has been stellar tonight, going up against the freshman for Milliken, Cole Lawrence, who I think I could argue has been the star for Milliken. It's been a great battle to watch. Both of them playing very hard and getting some excellent plays in. But right now I'm very excited for what the second half will entail. If it's anything like the first half, we'll see a lot of exciting, smart plays from both of these teams.
So we will just take a break here for a couple of minutes before we come out in the second half. Once again, the Thunder lead the Big Blue 30-24 at half. We'll be back in just a couple minutes here on WTSN.
Recent Wheaton graduate Aston Francis receiving his Jostens Trophy, and Aston has obviously been kind of a whirlwind experience, I'm sure, but we unfortunately didn't have the trophy out here, but it's a hefty piece of hardware.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely extravagant. I'm very fortunate to be able to bring it back to Wheaton.
You've had a heck of a tour almost after the season wrapped up with the Bevo Francis Award and now this. What has the experience been like? Even take us through even the postseason run and then what that's been like after that wrapped up.
Yeah, no, it's just been great to be able to represent Wheaton College and my teammates and stuff, and the postseason experience with them was great. Just getting to experience the Final Four and things like that, and a couple more road trips with those guys. Creating memories that we won't forget for sure. And then after that, getting to meet some of the small college people I met at the Bevo Francis Award and the great people with the Jostens Award has been really cool just to meet them and get to network a little bit and, like I said, represent Wheaton.
So obviously everyone's familiar with 3 years you spent at Wheaton. What was it that really drew you to Wheaton coming after a first year at Tyler Junior College?
I think the faith-based institution is obviously the first thing that came to mind, and that was appealing to Wheaton. And the second thing was just very rigorous academics. So, wanted to challenge myself not only athletically, spiritually, and then also academically. And then the guys on the team, they just have magnetic personalities, guys you want to be around, want to do life with. That was one of the things Coach Schauer sold me on. These are guys that you're going to do life with, and so I'm very fortunate and very happy that I chose that group of guys.
You committed to a team that was 5-20 the year before. Those guys stuck around. Some of them left. Those guys that stuck around got to finish in a Final Four. How special was it? You didn't get to experience necessarily the 5-20, but to see that from their vantage point, how you guys finished on such a high after they started their career on such a low.
Yeah, no, it was very rewarding, I know, for them, and it was cool for me to see because those guys have worked so hard over the past 3 years. So for them to be able to be out there and just experience that, some of the guys who maybe weren't out there as much as we would have liked them to been or they would have liked to be, is very cool for them to get to experience that and kind of come full circle because they did work so hard to get there.
What really sticks out to you from that postseason run? Because obviously, I'm sure everyone points to the 62 in the game winner late in the game against Marietta, but you guys had a pretty special run where you beat some. You had a talented team, and Worcester you had to beat on the road. You had to go through a very good Augustana team for the third time. What was there a moment that sticks out or that feels a little more special than the rest of them?
I think the Augie game was probably the most special. Obviously, personally, it was cool to have the Marietta game in the Elite Eight, but. The Augie game will always stick out in my mind because everyone contributed. That's obviously a team we know well. We're going to have to play well to beat them. Packed house, at their place. It's a conference rival, but certainly not a conference game. So that will always stand out because we had just everyone contributed. Everyone played well. It was electric in the gym, so it was very special.
When do you? Most of us will never know what it's like to feel when you know you're on, like Marietta. When did you know that you had it that night? Was it when you pulled up from 27 in the first 5 minutes? Because I think you had 20 points in the bank in about 6 minutes there in that game.
I think so. Definitely had a heat check there where I pulled up, right near the volleyball line, and when I hit that, I was like, okay, I think we may be on to something here. So.
Now, what have you been doing? Obviously, you graduated in May. What's been the process since your graduation up until now?
So I had surgery for a stress fracture that I had actually during the season, trying to get that taken care of, and have just been rehabbing that, trying to get ready for a G League training camp with the Milwaukee Bucks here in about a month. So just working out and trying to make sure I'm 100% for that.
And obviously the Milwaukee Bucks, an organization you can feel some comfort with Tony Bellier in the front office.
Definitely.
And Artie Culver as the G League coach there for the Bucks team.
Oh yeah. No, definitely great to have some familiarity with those guys and be able to kind of lean on them through this process. So very fortunate to be able to have a chance with the Bucks.
Have you had a chance to kind of soak it all in? I mean, you obviously had the surgery right after, but did you get a chance afterwards to just kind of look back and say, man, that was really appreciate what you guys were able to do?
Definitely. We had a wedding actually this summer of a teammate, Trevor Gunner, who also graduated last year, and getting together with mostly the seniors, but some of the guys on the team. We just kind of got to sit back and be like, man, this was really cool that we were able to accomplish this as a group. So I've had a little bit of time to reflect on it, and it is really cool what we were able to accomplish.
Well, Aston, thanks for taking some time to join us here. Congratulations again on the Jostens Trophy. And again, if you're in the Krauser Sports Complex, the Jostens Trophy is a beautiful piece of hardware, and it'll be on display. I think we might have to build a sturdier trophy case, because I think what we have now, that thing's going to take down. That is a hefty piece of hardware.
Definitely.
Again, Aston Francis joining us here during the halftime break after receiving his Jostens Trophy during the halftime break.
Thanks, Rusty. I appreciate it.
Be inspired as you grow in your ministry and collaborate with other leaders like you.
Be challenged, stretch your thinking, and deepen your understanding of your mission.
Be equipped to raise your level of leadership as you raise up faithful followers of Christ.
All right, we are back here inside King Arena for the second half of this CCIW matchup between the Wheaton College Thunder and the Millikin University Big Blue. I'm Abram Erickson here with Don Crowder. Excited to bring you this second half after a pretty tightly contested first half here at Wheaton College. Millikin raced out to a lead, but the Thunder were able to bring things back. They're currently in the lead 30-24. Again, this is the second to last game here of the regular season for the Thunder. Playing here against Millikin tonight. They will be facing off against North Central this upcoming Saturday. Also here at home to finish out their regular season. And of course, every CCIW game here at the end of the year important. And some things have really been changing in the conference just in these last couple games, Don.
Yeah, I mean, when the season started out, Elmhurst coming out strong, doing very well in the conference. After a couple of losses, they've slipped to third. North Central still in that first spot, 12-2. A couple of other games going on tonight as well. You have Illinois Wesleyan at North Park. They're up by 3, 43-40. And then Carthage leads North Central 35-33 at North Central. So a couple of other games going on alongside this at 7 o'clock. But this is a very good CCIW this year. A couple of teams, the top 6, of course, going to the playoffs. All of them could be tournament teams, in my opinion. Very strong squads this year. And in this game, Millikin 1-13. Their CCIW season is done, but they are a very quality squad. And as you mentioned earlier, they could play the spoiler in these final games to come.
Spencer hit a 3 on the Thunder end to give the Thunder their first points of this second half. And a foul called here on Anajuan Spencer. So Cade Alioff here at the very beginning of the second half called for a foul, which was his second. Now Anajuan Spencer called for his second as well. Burrows guarded by Cruikshank. Into Lawrence. Lawrence, pump fake, spins again off the side of the rim. Cruikshank pushing it up the floor, ahead to Adome. Adome with some space, and a foul there by Lawrence. And there's going to be a flagrant right away. Watch here, as Lawrence comes in, he's going to shove Alioff in the back, and then he's going to come down hard on the head of Adome. Referees are going to take a while to sort this one out, but certainly going to be some major penalties for Lawrence following that play.
That's a real shame for him as well. Starting off this second half with that type of a play. He was rock solid in the first half, coming over help defense, specifically against Niamey Adome, who has struggled from the field, 2 for 7 with only 5 points. And of course, they're committing 2 pretty big fouls, the push on Alioth and then the hard foul on Niamey Adome. Not a great start if you're Millikin or if you're Colt Lawrence.
We saw one of the officials put up the flagrant foul immediately. They're going to walk over now to the scorer's table and look like let Coach Schauer know, and then Coach Scherer as well. So it will be a flagrant. Also going to have 2 shots. And so that'll be the 3rd foul for Lawrence. Alioth will shoot the first free throws because he was fouled first by Lawrence. Alioth extends the lead to 10 for the Thunder. And Alioth cannot get the second to go.
And a cheeky little kick over there from Alioth, chesting the ball down. Could it be a double sport athlete here at Wheaton?
So the Thunder will keep the ball. And the turnover right away as Cruikshank tries to get it into Alioth in the corner. Pass is just too far out in front. Looks like Alioth wanting a foul there as he was held. But 34-24, the Thunder lead. Farmer gets it over to Burrows. Burrows back to Farmer at the top of the key. Good tip there on the ball by Spencer, but it'll ricochet back over to Hampton. Help defense by Cruikshank. Gets the steal as it comes up to Alioth. Cruikshank racing up the sideline. Cuts into the middle, into the corner for Anthony. 3-pointer is good! Luke Anthony, his second 3-pointer of the night.
And it's once again Tyson Cruikshank, so exciting to watch on those fast breaks. He picks it up, he does not wait at all. It's so quick with the ball, finds Anthony, and that's great for his confidence now. 2 for 5 from behind the arc.
And the Thunder have now raced out to an even bigger lead. They're on a 9-0 run in this half. Milliken scoreless here in this half through the first minute and 40 seconds or so. So the timeout certainly needed here from Coach Scherer. And you mentioned Lawrence, such a big part of this defense for Milliken, is got 3 fouls now very early in the second half. And while he has been great on the defensive end, he is yet to score. He's 0 for 4 on the offensive side. Gotten their main buckets from Fisher. He's got 8. Hampton has 6 on a pair of 3-pointers. Burrows hit a 3. And Farmer has a bucket and 2 free throws. Stitchnote, a 3 as well, rounds out the scoring for Milliken. They've got 24. Over on the Thunder side, Alioth leading the way with 13. Spencer has 8 with a pair of 3s as well. Cruikshank, Adome both have 5, and Luke Anthony, a pair of triples, gives him 6. Adds up to the Thunder 37. So it'll be Milliken ball. Comes into Hampton. Hampton stopped at the top. Goes over to Farmer. Fisher hasn't taken a shot yet in the second half. Over to Stitchnote. Jumper from the elbow, no good. Adome taps that one, and it actually will stay with the Thunder, as looked from our angle that he was the last to touch it. Must not have been here, as the ball will go back to Wheaton. Cruikshank will bring it up to the floor. 2 minutes gone in this second half. A 13-point lead for the Thunder. Hand off to Alioth. Good pass by Adome, but Alioth can't handle it. Tried to squeeze that one in, thread the needle to hit Alioth on the roll. Couldn't quite find him. Now Fisher coming off of a screen of his own. Pull-up jump shot, short off the front of the rim. Spencer with the rebound. Outside Cruikshank. Great hesitation move, gets him inside the lane, and an over-the-shoulder layup to go. Now an 11-0 run. Stitchnote works to the free throw line, gets it to Fisher. Fisher elevates, kicks it out to Stitchnote. Underneath the hoop, trying to circle his way around. Fisher, fadeaway jump shot. That one's good. And Zach Fisher now into double digits. First player for Milliken to do so. Cruikshank into Spencer. Good feed into Anthony, and a hard foul by Fisher. Basket doesn't fall, but Anthony will head to the line for 2 shots.
And that's a nice cut from Anthony around the back. And Fisher with 3 fouls now couldn't quite keep up. Lots of frustration mounting for the senior guard here for Milliken, starting out strong, but not doing too hot since a very good start.
Short off the front of the rim. Yeah, as you mentioned, at one point Fisher was 4 for 7 from the field. Now sitting at 5 for 13. Anthony gets the second one to go. 40-26. A 14-point lead is the largest of the game for the Thunder. Up top to Akinwumi. Over to Fisher again. Farmer trying to make some space for himself on the block. 3-point try by Hampton. No good. A foul is going to go against Milliken on the rebound. And that comes against Michael Akinwumi as he tries to soar in and grab that rebound. He winds up taking a couple players down with him. Cruikshank gets a screen, hands off to Adome. Adome has stitch note on him, tries to get to the rim, fouled before a big block by Akinwumi.
And once again, it's that first step, just moving him past stitch note, the freshman, and well-deserved free throws at the line for Niamie Adome.
That's one thing we haven't talked about much in the night so far. This Milliken team is a pretty young team. As Hampton, only a sophomore. Lawrence, a freshman. Stitch Note, who's been the reserve that's gotten the most time, a freshman as well. Akinwumi, a sophomore. Really only Fisher and Farmer, the 2 seniors that have seen any playing time. There's a lane violation there on Zach Fisher. Adome will get another try. And we'll get the same result. Not able to hit that second free throw. Hampton. It's rotated around to Fisher on the other side. Hampton gets it in the corner. Works his way around to the free throw line. Fisher comes off a screen, passes down low to Akinwumi. Spencer meets him there on the block, but Akinwumi gets a nice bounce off the glass to get that short jump shot to go. Anthony over to Cruikshank. Alioth has it on the outside, hands off to Adome. Adome spins inside the lane, puts up the layup. It was tipped, and he gets his own tip to put it back in.
How about that? Niamie Adome, the athleticism, but the follow through as well.
Farmer, a bounce pass over to Fisher on the wing. Tries to go with his right. Has to kick it back out as Anthony applying some good defense. Akinwumi gets past Alioth but can't finish at the rim. Rebound comes out to Adome, who pushes it up the floor. Cruikshank steps back, passes into the corner to Spencer. Adome, 3-pointer off the back of the rim. Akinwumi tracks it down on the sideline. Fisher up top to rotate it around. Hampton has some space, puts up a jumper from the elbow, and it's good. Hampton hasn't scored in a while. He hit 2 threes early in this game. Since then, couldn't get anything to go. There's A layup on a great cut by Adome, and an easy bucket for the Thunder. As Stitchnote just trailing too far behind Adome.
And since a bit of a slow start, Niamey Adome double digits once again, very consistent this season. And in his time, while he wasn't shooting very well, he got busy helping out his teammates. 5 rebounds and a team-high 5 assists in 24 minutes tonight. And as always, he's been very stellar.
One thing that has swung in the Thunder's favor is the rebounding numbers. At the very beginning of this game, Milliken had a heavy advantage on the boards thanks to players like Farmer, who lead all players with 7 rebounds. But since then, the Thunder have slowly closed the gap. It's now just 26-23, a 3-rebound deficit for the Thunder. And it was really the offensive rebounds that were hurting them, as Milliken has picked up 13 offensive rebounds to go alongside 13 defensive rebounds. The Thunder got to work to limit those, and they have done so here in this second half. "14 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the rest of this game." Farmer hands it off to Hampton. Fisher comes off of a screen. Jump shot on the elbow is good. Zach Fisher, that's been his trademark shot all night. And boy, does he elevate when he fires that shot off. Is able to get his 12th point to go. Cruikshank gets some space off the screen, up to Spencer. He goes it back to Adome. Hawkins flashes down on the block. 3-point try from the corner by Vegas is no good. And Cruikshank applying a little bit of defense there, full court. Almost gets the steal, but Hampton will calmly now bring it up the floor. Fisher to Hampton. And that one will go off the baseline. Farmer couldn't handle it after putting the ball on the ground, trying to dribble past Spencer.
13-point lead. Milliken looking like they've lost a little bit of cohesion. They're not lacking on effort, but some of the decisions these players are making, Wheaton doing a good job to stay calm and take the most advantage of all of the misplays happening.
And Farmer diving on the floor, and a timeout called. Good hustle there by the senior for Milliken. 13 minutes and 6 seconds left in this game. 45-32. The Thunder lead Milliken by 13. And again, we've talked already before about Niamey Adome, but he's really come back after a slow start. Don, you mentioned his 5 rebounds and 5 assists to go along with those 10 points. Thunder are already up and ready off the bench here. It's Hawkins, Spencer, Cruikshank, Vegas, and Adome. It'll be met by Stitchnote, Fisher, Farmer, Lawrence, and Hampton. So Lawrence back on the floor after picking up his 3rd foul a couple minutes ago on the hard foul against Alioth. Comes over to Fisher. Stitchnote trying to find someone to go to. It's Lawrence on the block. Lawrence working against Hawkins. Stitchnote spins inside, tries to work past Adome, and a couple bounces off the rim, and that shot drops through.
A sweet move and a great find by Lawrence. He was waiting for the double team to come, and once it did, he was able to find Stitchnote for the nice 2.
Over to Hawkins from Cruikshank. Now Adome has it at the top of the key. Cruikshank outside, gets a screen from Spencer. Wide open 3-pointer. Off the side of the rim, but a rebound by Hawkins. Hawkins doesn't have his dribble. Gets it over to Spencer. The Thunder have a fresh shot clock. Over to Cruikshank. Hawkins slips the screen, gets inside. Not enough on that layup off the front of the rim. Fisher pushes ahead, a 3-on-2. Gets to the rack and finishes.
And how about that hesitation dribble? You mentioned that vertical from Fisher. Look at that. Rising up, getting over 2 Wheaton players, one of them being a Najwan Spencer. That's not easy.
And now a little confusion here as Cruikshank has to be subbed out. Looks like he's going to be looked at by a trainer. Anthony and Vegas come in for the Thunder. Cade Alioth in there as well as he substitutes for Spencer. Anthony over to a dome. Anthony's got a wide open jumper from the top of the key and he rattles it in. Anthony joins a dome and Alioth in double digits. Lawrence trying to back down against Alioth. Spins back to the shoulder and can't get the layup to go. A foul by Lawrence will be his 4th. New Vegas holds on to the ball, but you see Lawrence reach around the back here and come down hard across the chest of Vegas. Lawrence sent to the bench once more with a 4th foul.
I mean, if it couldn't get any worse for Mark Shayer, now his best big man off the court with those 4 fouls off of a needless foul, loose ball foul as well.
Anthony tries to back up the 3 with another, and he does. Anthony, again, after an 0 for 3 start from behind the arc, has caught fire. He's 4 for 7, draining that corner 3 as Fisher rushed on to contest. Fisher, fadeaway jump shot, smooth as silk for Zach Fisher. Adome brings it up the floor. Up top, Anthony pump fakes. He's guarded by Fisher, drives to the lane, gets inside, puts up the layup, and one!
How about that, Luke Anthony? Use your strength. Getting down low, he can hit him from the outside, he can take it inside. Starting quarterback as well for this Wheaton Thunder team. He knows consistency and he knows how to handle the ball under pressure. And what a great move from Luke Anthony.
And he finishes up the and one. And just like that, Anthony now the leading scorer for the Thunder. He's got 16 points. He's passed up Cade Alioth, who sits at 13. Stitch note, free throw line jumper, air ball, and the ball stays. Looks like now with Milliken, as that ball had to have been tipped. Official here getting some help from one of his partners to change that call. Fisher in the corner, 3-point try, just out. As now Anthony going to commit the foul. Here a loose ball. Looks like Stitch Note lost his shoe as well. See what happens here on this side. Anthony there, a little contact. Shoe comes off. Foul is called. It's just the 1st for Anthony.
And we should mention with that foul on Luke Anthony a couple plays back, Zach Fisher with 4 quietly also in foul trouble. 10 minutes to go in this game. He's been the one source of consistent scoring for this Milliken team. If he goes out, it doesn't look good for the Big Blue.
Akinwumi gets it to Stitch Note. Another handoff. Stitch Note has it now. Gets it to Akinwumi down low. Hook shot, good, over top of Alioth. Cruikshank. Anthony's calling for it. Over to Vegas. Anthony outside. Another 3-pointer. Off the rim twice. Great rebound by Alioth, and he puts it in. Cade Alioth cleaning up after the Anthony miss. Fisher comes off a screen, pump fakes. Vegas guarding, gets a screen from Farmer. Steps back, has to spin out and kick it out. Farmer, shot goes up and drops.
How about that for a tough shot? Corbin Farmer. Not only is that a tough angle, that's over Gavin Hawkins. You gotta love the tenacity that Farmer has brought tonight, leading all players with rebounding with 7. And he can dish it as well with those 3 assists that he has. He's played a good game tonight.
And he hits the free throw. So we see Fisher take a seat. Burrows is going to come on. So both Fisher and Lawrence, who are on the bench with 4 fouls, have been taken out of this game. Cruikshank gets inside the lane, hands it out over to Alioth. Now Vegas gets inside, puts up the layup, and is fouled. He'll head to the line for 2. That's a strong take by Vegas up against a much larger Akinwumi. We saw Vegas with a key layup at the end of the game the other night against Illinois Wesleyan. Misses that free throw. Hasn't had much chance at the line this year. He is 17 for 33. Knocks down that one. 57-43. The Thunder lead by 14 points. We're under 10 minutes to go in the second half. Burrows gets it to Farmer. Outside Hampton. Down to Akinwumi on the block. Bank shot, no good. Rebound by Alioth. Kicks it out to Cruikshank. Cruikshank. Over to Vegas. Spencer was open underneath, calling for the ball. Couldn't find him. Now Cruikshank. Out to Vegas again. Gets it back with 11 on the shot clock. Adome outside. Adome goes to his left, gets in the paint, puts up the floater, and it's good off the board.
And Adome unmatched in his ability to get to the rim. Ball security is incredible. Just somehow able to go past 4 players without getting the ball stripped and then finish strong at the rim.
Farmer, hand off to Hampton. Pump fakes, gets it to Farmer down low for an easy bucket. Good awareness by Farmer to cut to the hole. Gets the open layup.
And Wheaton has struggled a couple times today with pump fakes. We've seen.
There's Vegas with a layup on the other end.
We've seen that these players from Milliken, lots of vertical coming through, able to get some Wheaton players up in the air. And when they do that, they have thrived, but they haven't really been able to for the past couple of minutes with Zach Fisher out with those 4 fouls. And looking up at a 16-point deficit, the time is now to make a move with just under 8 minutes left to go in this game here at King Arena.
This ties for the largest deficit of the night. It's 16 points. And the Thunder have pulled away now since the last time that Milliken led, which was all the way back with 5 minutes to go in that first half. They were up 18-17, and since then, the Thunder have just stormed back. Hampton brings it up the floor, gets it over to Lawrence. So Lawrence back on with 4 fouls. One more will send him home for good. Stitch note. His shot is no good as it bounces high up off the top of the backboard. It looks like they're going to bring Fisher back in as well. So Fisher and Lawrence, 2 starters. Fisher, the leading scorer, both on the floor with 4 fouls.
And I think that's a good move from Coach Scherer. He's recognizing that if they don't get back into the game right now, it's not going to matter at 4 minutes if this lead is still as large as it is. Might as well try and take that chance. If they foul out, they foul out. But at least he can know that he tried hard to put his best players on the floor.
Anthony has it poked away, or loses it, as the ball will go back to Milliken. Turnover for the Thunder. Be the 7th of the night. Wide open 3-point try. No good for Stitchnote. Tipped back to Fisher by Lawrence. And Fisher, good from mid-range.
You got to give it to him. 18 points on now 50% shooting. That shot has been as consistent as you like.
Adome. The jab step got him free for a second, and then he gets it back to Alioth. Tipped away by Fisher, who goes up ahead. Fisher lays it in softly at the rim. Cruikshank over to Alioth. Lead is now 11. Back over to Alioth. Cruikshank, wide open three, short. Rushes into the corner to save it. He does. Gets the feed down low, blocked by Akinwumi. Burrows over to Fisher. Clock ticks down to 6 minutes left. Now Lawrence setting a screen on Anthony. Cuts back to the hoop, pass is tipped, it's up off the backboard, off the hands of Spencer. Cruikshank had a couple players in front of him, will opt to pull it back out. Spencer, corner three-pointer, off the rim. Burrows rebounds and slows it down. Timeout called by Milliken. They'll have one remaining after this one with 5.5 minutes to go. And Don, although the Thunder are in a pretty comfortable spot right now with an 11-point lead, Milliken is still fighting to keep things somewhat close, as there have been times where the Thunder have gotten that lead up to about 16 points, and in the last 2 minutes they've cut it down by 5. Milliken's sticking around here as they're not allowing to Wheaton to really pull away and put this game kind of in the books, as an 11-point lead with 5 minutes left is by no means secured at this point.
Yeah, that's a great point that you brought up. They're not putting it to rest. They're scoreless in their last 2 minutes, and you have to say they do look a bit complacent out there, and you can't blame them. They're at home. They just came off of a great win against the Titans here in front of a huge crowd at King Arena. But you have to put this game to bed. This Milliken team can score. Zach Fisher leading all scorers with 20 points. They can put together some runs, and they can make this interesting down the stretch. And yes, they have a very young team, but sometimes freshmen can surprise you in these contests. Bring a lot of hard work. They bring a lot of grit. And 12 points is not as big of a lead as you might think. So right now, Wheaton has to focus on burying this lead. They've got to get it up to the 16 points that you were talking about, maybe as much as 20, because I don't think that this 12-point threshold is enough to feel comfortable against this Milliken squad.
Here comes into Farmer. Fisher gets it to Lawrence. Lawrence had a cutting Burrows open. Fisher, long two-pointer, fall away, no good. Rebound underneath by Cruikshank. And Cruikshank, you see, he's got a tape over that left bicep. He had to leave the game a little while ago. Looks like he taped up maybe a minor scratch there. Adoma spins into the lane. Cruikshank saves it after the missed shot. Cruikshank back in the corner. The pass from Vegas. In and out on the three-point try. Burrows gets the rebound. Burrows over to Stitchnote. Rotated all the way around to Fisher. Spencer's guarding Farmer down on the block. That's where Fisher wants to go, but good job denying the ball by Spencer. Fisher, jump shot, no good. Rebound, Stitchnote underneath. Going up against Alioth. Kicks it back out. There's a mismatch here, and they'll switch it to get Alioth back on Lawrence. Burrows over to Stitchnote. 9 on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble. Short jump shot by Lawrence, and he gets it to go. Lawrence with his first bucket of the night gets his first points. Freshman is on the scoreboard for the Big Blue. Cruikshank into the lane, stripped and fouled. He'll head to the line for 1 and 1 as the Thunder are in the bonus. Hampton will come check back in. He's going to replace Stitchnote. And although it's Fisher and Lawrence with 4 fouls, Burrows is also out there with 3. Cruikshank hits the first free throw. We'll have another one coming with 4 minutes to go. He's able to drain that one as well, so it's back to 12 points, 63-51.
Yeah, cool as you like. You want to see that composure from your starting point guard.
Farmer over to Lawrence on the elbow. Tries to hand off to Fisher. Fisher, deep three-pointer. rattles it out. Cruikshank pushing up the floor to Adome. Adome will slow down and toss it back over to Cruikshank. Now Alioth on the wing. Spencer back over to Adome. Adome takes one dribble inside to the free throw line. It'll get kicked back out and rotated around. Alioth with 8 on the shot clock. Handoff to Adome. Behind the screen, three-pointer is good.
And those screens from Cade Alioth, I mean, he was right next to him, but still. Great screen set, great shot selection in Adome. Another three-pointer.
Lawrence inside, can't get the layup to go. Good defense by the much smaller Cruikshank underneath to prevent that shot from going in.
He's a leaper. I mean, Cruikshank, I imagine if you measured the verticals of these Wheaton players, he would rank among the top. Stands at 5'11", but he can get up. It makes it hard there for Cole Lawrence to get anything down low.
Foul comes against Cade Alioth as he went over the back to try to grab that rebound. It's his 3rd foul of the night. Fisher rounds the corner into the lane, passes it to Farmer, who can't handle it, and then it goes off of Alioth on the ricochet. Milliken will hold on to it with 2:55. The Thunder 15 points ahead, 66-51. Farmer up to Lawrence. Lawrence thought about the three-pointer. Goes over to Hampton. Hampton pulls it up with 3 on the shot clock. It's an air ball. It comes down and looks like Farmer had it and stepped on the baseline. The ball will go back to Wheaton. Luke Anthony checks back in. He replaces Colin Uvegas. And now the Thunder will bring it up with 2:42 left in this ball game. Cruikshank gets it to Anthony, and we'll get it right back at the top of the key. Over to Anthony, still leads the Thunder with 16 points, although Alioth and Adome both have 15, trailing just behind him. Cruikshank double teamed, 5 on the shot clock, and a double dribble called against the Thunder. Anthony with the turnover. And Uvegas checks right back in for Anthony.
In terms of turnovers, Wheaton doing pretty well in this game. 9 turnovers, that's a little bit under their season average of 12.2. And they've done a good job protecting the ball and protecting passes in this game.
Into Lawrence. And a foul by Alioth, putting his hand on the back of Lawrence, kind of jostled him down low. That's Alioth's 4th. And no movement at the scorer's table, so Coach Schauer will keep Alioth in with 4. He's at risk here of fouling out in back-to-back games. Burrows, three-pointer, well short, grazes the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Adome. And now the Thunder, of course, with time on their side, will milk as much as the clock as they can here as we're down below 2 minutes. Adome, isolation, just takes it to the rack, no good, though, as it comes a little too strong off the front of the rim. Fisher on the other side, 3-on-2. Lawrence down underneath and 1.
That's Cole Lawrence. Nice transition play from the Big Blue here. You see Fisher pick it up strong down the court and gives it off to Lawrence, and we know he's a strong kid. Has the size advantage against Uvegas. Gets a well-earned trip to the line for the and 1.
And that one missed on the free throw, almost tipped out by Farmer. A foul there was against Colin Uvegas. The Thunder bring it up here, and Hampton quickly fouls Cruikshank. Milliken, if they continue to foul here, could stretch out this last minute and 22 seconds. As now the Thunder just 1 foul away. Their next one will put them in the double bonus. So Cruikshank shooting the last of the 1-and-1s. Lead up at 14. Thunder not able to stop that or break that 16-point barrier. They came up to it a couple times, and they're up to 15 now, but Their largest lead of the game came with 7 minutes left in the second half. Timeout called by Milliken. And so Coach Scherer will talk to his team here for the last minute and 15 seconds of this game conclude. Looks like he'll send a couple substitutes in. We're going to see number 13, Drew Ritter, a freshman, step in, along with number 30, Tyler Jost. He's a sophomore. Ritter stands at 6'5", Jost at 6'9". We're going to see some height come in there, along with number 11, Jarius Ingram, a freshman as well. So we see Scherer putting in some of his bench here, giving some of those guys some late game experience. We'll see if Coach Schauer does the same. We see Andrew Williams stepping out on the court, but looks like no changes from the Thunder. It'll be Alioth, Spencer, Cruikshank, Vegas, and Williams. Number 44, David Biggs, and number 33, Kevin Miller, are the other two out on the floor for Milliken. All five seeing their first minutes of the night. Comes into Ingram. Rotated around now to Ritter. Ritter on the wing, gets it back to Ingram, works to the elbow, floater off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, Biggs, who puts it up and is fouled. Biggs will head to the line.
Some hard work from the substitutes. Great offensive board from David Biggs. Wheaton still has struggled in terms of offensive rebounds. Milliken with a 19-10 advantage in this game.
Biggs, the senior, cannot get the free throw to go. We see a couple substitutions for the Thunder now, as they will bring in some of their substitutes as well. We see 23 Blake Foley. We see Eli Considine, number 22, along with Brandon Orange, 45. All come in the game. Orange with the rebound right off the bat. Williams will have it in his hands for the last minute. Vegas can't handle the pass, so the ball will go back to Milliken. Ingram brings up the point, guarded by Williams. Down low to Biggs. Biggs working along the baseline. Kicks it outside. Ritter tries the three, no good. Vegas comes down with it. And so, Don, with 30 seconds left, the Thunder will survive this. Although they didn't need the dramatic fashion they did against Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday night, but also not a real commanding victory. But they head in, they improve their record as Orange on the baseline has it stripped away. He picks it back up, puts up the shot. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Ritter. Three-pointer off the front of the rim. 6 seconds left. Milliken can get off another shot. Here it comes. And another one rims out as Foley comes down with the rebound. The Thunder escape here against Milliken and move on to face North Central on Saturday.
And a great team win from Wheaton after starting out a little bit slowly. Coming into the second half with a 6-point lead, they've jumped out and won this game by 15. 4 players in double digits for Wheaton. Cade Alia, Tyson Cruikshank, Nyamia Adome, and Luke Anthony all getting up there in terms of points. But it's Zach Fisher of Milliken leading all scorers with 20. And doing a terrific job, looking great with those accelerated floaters while he's at it. But now we'll send it down to the court for Abram with an interview.
(68-53) victory. What are your thoughts on tonight's performance from your team?
Yeah, we looked like we had a little bit of the Illinois Wesleyan hangover, didn't we? And in fairness, I literally had people as I was walking out of the locker room with 2 minutes left to go in warm-ups, congratulating me on Saturday's win. We just looked a little flat, and give them credit. They played a style of game that allowed them to stay in the game for a long time. I just didn't think we had a whole lot of energy tonight, but I thought we showed a lot of poise and a lot of desire to win. And obviously, Luke Anthony hit some shots there in the second half that kind of got the number. The way they were playing. Once the game got to double figures, if they weren't going to speed up play, it was going to be tough for them to get to an offensive number that could beat us. But really thrilled for the win. When we got done last year, everybody asked me if I thought we could have a winning season and if I thought we could have a winning conference season. And I looked at them like, well, yeah. And so this win, I want our guys to celebrate a little bit. It's a 9th conference win. It means we're going to have a winning season in the league, winning season overall. We've got other big things to try to accomplish. But I'm really proud of this team. I think we're going to be really, really good in a year. But this season was big to kind of keep some programmatical momentum going. So I'm really pleased with our guys, and to get 2 wins here, big opportunity against North Central, and then I think we have as much chance as anybody to win next week. Obviously, we're going to probably have to win 3 road games, but I like my team a lot.
Congrats, Coach. And the Thunder come out tonight with a 68-53 victory. As you heard from Coach Schauer there, we head into a tight game on Saturday night against North Central. That'll be here in King Arena at 7 p.m. on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. Make sure to tune in. The Thunder come out with the win tonight. For everyone at WTSN, I'm Abram Erickson. Thank you and have a great night.